from Dubai. We are joined by Bhavik Mehta, joining us from Century Financial. Thank you, Bhavik, for joining us. Thank you for joining us on the show today. Can we say that we are seeing momentum back to the IPO market in our region? And if yes, are the actual current financial circumstances supportive of such momentum?
What has happened currently is so we all know what happened in the October month with regards to the Israel and the Palestine conflict. So for the entire October month, GCC markets were trending and trading very negatively. But for the past 1 month, that is from the November start, we've had a surprising recovery that is being reflected in the MSCI GCC index, which tracks top large cap stocks in Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar. So it's moved up by around 6 to 7%. So that has really brought back momentum as far as the GCC indices and GCC equities is concerned. And this is where you're seeing a lot of activity in the primary, the IPO markets as well. And of course, as you have rightly mentioned, the overall state finances continue to be very healthy, supported by still higher oil prices. So we have Brent WTI trading above 70 75 levels. So that is sort of acting a big buffer as far as the state finances are concerned, and in turn feeding into the overall equity market cycle.
Do you think foreign investors could be looking at those numbers, MSCI, GCC, which is up recently? Do you think we can see these numbers and look at them regardless of all the geopolitical tensions around us in the Middle East, which are putting pressure and maybe which are worrying to foreign investors? Can we separate those numbers and the reality currently with regard to the geopolitical and military developments?
To be very frank, what really happens is the lot of excitement that we are seeing in the GCC markets is on amount of big participation by the local resident as well as the expat population. So whether that is Saudi Arabia local investors, or whether that is UAE expat population, that is basically riding the move. We are not seeing that big a trend as far as the foreign institutional inflows are concerned in the equity markets. Of course, they have been slow and steady as far as the GCC region is concerned, but the retail investors are in the current cycle playing a very big part at this point of time.
If we look at companies that want to IPO in our region, we believe that most of them are defensive in nature. Those shares are mostly related to either government or semi-government companies, like we saw in many IPOs in the UAE recently, or they are for companies working in defensive sectors like telecommunications and utilities. Does this mean that the momentum will be only concentrated on those sectors apart from the cyclical stocks?
As you have rightly pointed out, utilities and industries continue to be the number one source of issuance as far as GCC is concerned. So we had blockbuster levings from Deva companies like Salek. We recently had Dubai Taxi IPO that is coming yesterday. Now, most of these utility companies, these are like solid dividend paying companies. So if we talk about the dividend yield, it is easily in the range of 5 to 6% plus. So similar is the case with the Saudi companies as well. Now, as far as the private space is concerned, it seems to be getting well behind the curve when compared to the public listed utility companies. So for instance, we had the Dubai based Al Ansari Financial IPO. The stock prices are below its IPO price, currently struggling to hold. Again, investors, the retail investors specifically, they tend to go with strong utility government backed names which have had a history of solid good paying dividends. So most of these companies, even in case of a company like Saudi Aramco, the stakeholders, the board has promised to pay back at least 50 to 60% of their net annual profits to their particular shareholders in the form of dividend income. So this, I feel, is a big cycle mover in favor of these utility companies.
Thank you so much, Bhavik Mehta.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having joined us today from Century Financial. Have a nice day. Hope to see you again on the show.
Thank you.